Joining us now is the House Republican Conference Chair, Congresswoman Lisa McClain of Michigan. Congresswoman, thanks so much for joining us. I know you're already, like so many other Republicans, blaming the Democrats for this potential shutdown, and you say Republicans should call their bluff, your words. But your party, as you of course know, has control of the House, the Senate, and the White House. Why shouldn't voters hold Republicans accountable for what happens in Washington if, in fact, there is a federal government shutdown?
Well, if you want to look at it that way, you can. But I would ask the Democrats, why are you against the same spending that you were for and voted for 3 months ago? Perhaps it's political. That's where I would focus. Listen, the House did our job. We passed the budget resolution and we passed the CR. And to use a Democratic term, we passed it in a bipartisan fashion. So why wouldn't Democrats in the Senate join us in a bipartisan fashion like they did in the House to make sure that we take care of our most vulnerable, that we keep programs like WIC, Social Security, and Medicare funded, and that the most vulnerable people continue to get those programs? No, the Democrats would rather play politics and shut the government down, which is extremely unfortunate. And they do that because they don't like the leader. Well, you know what? Sometimes you have to work with people that you don't like and do what's best for the American people, Wolf.
But clearly, Congresswoman, the Democrats don't want the government to shut down, and they've put on the table a specific proposal in the Senate.
That is fantastic.
They say, let's sit down, Democrats and Republicans in the Senate, and work out a 30-day temporary CR, continuing resolution, so that we can work out a full-scale deal and avoid a government shutdown. But the Republicans, at least so far, are refusing to sit down with the Democrats and work out some sort of compromise proposal.
To use this Democrats' language, they want certainty, right? What have they been hammering Donald Trump on? Oh, the uncertainty, the uncertainty. Well, if they're very concerned about uncertainty that comes out of one side of their mouth, then they should have no problem voting for this continuing resolution that provides certainty. 30 days will not provide a certainty. It just extends the uncertainty.
But in
this
30 days, excuse me for interrupting, Congresswoman.
If I could just finish, this
CR
funds the government. This CR funds the government, which was under Joe Biden and was bipartisan. So what's the problem with the same spending level?
But what's the problem with avoiding a government shutdown?
Politics.
What's the problem with avoiding another government shutdown right now, which would have disastrous impact all across the country, including your home state of Michigan? What's the problem with sitting down with Democrats and at least postponing it for 30 days and perhaps coming up with a compromise proposal that would pass the Senate and then go back to the House, pass the House, and the president would sign it into law?
The problem is we've done our work. It's bipartisan. We've tried to work with the Democrats, and all the Democrats want to do is tie the hands of President Trump, which is a non-starter for us. We've tried to work with the Democrats, and they have been reluctant to do that. So what we did in a bipartisan fashion, I might add, Wolf, is pass the continuing resolution at the exact same levels that the Democrats voted for 3 months ago. We've done our job. And if the Democrats want to have a temper tantrum because of Donald Trump and shut the government down, then that shutdown is on them. They've had time to work with us. They've refused. So we did our job for the American people. And that's what we're going to continue to do, Wolf.
Well, why not sit down with the Democrats one more time and see if you could perhaps work out a last-minute deal?
Because the time has run out. And we've shared with them that the time has run out because government funding expires, as you know, Friday,
I know, so that's why it's so critically important to sit down and at least pass a 30-day continuing resolution to keep the talks going for another 30 days and avoid a government shutdown.
I would turn it on you. Why haven't you come to the table until now? Because your policies of trying to jam the Republicans aren't working with the united House right now. So you've had your opportunity. You blew it. That's all right. You played hardball. We called your bluff, and we are giving you the exact same CR that we sat down with you over 3 months ago. But now you want to tie the hands of the president, and we are not going to allow you to do that. So the other thing that you should be asking the Democrats is, why aren't you voting for what you voted for 3 months ago?
Well, we've
That's
got a
the
Democratic
question that needs to
congresswoman
be asked.
coming up
Why are you
here in the
putting-
Situation Room in the next
All
hour,
right.
and we'll get into all of that. According to a new poll, Congresswoman, a new CNN poll that was just released today, more than half of the American public now say President Trump's policies have harmed the U.S. economy. Just 28% say that they feel that his policies have improved things. If the president's economic policies are working, why aren't Americans feeling it yet?
Well, because he's got a big mess to clean up from the previous administration, and he's only been in office a little more than 50 days. But I would point to the facts that came out, I believe it was yesterday, maybe today. Egg prices down 15%, prices at the gas pump down, and inflation actually down. So I think it's going to take a little bit more time, but I hope you're reporting on the stuff that actually is down. Price of eggs down 15%, price of gas down, and inflation down. So it's going to take some time to get out of the mess that the previous administration got us into. And I can share with you, I think that the American people spoke loudly. We want transformational change, and that's what we're trying to do. And it will happen, but it's going to happen a little bit slowly. Listen, I wish the president and I wish we had this magic wand that could fix the debacle of the past 4 years, but we can't. It's going to take time. And I think I just gave you 3 examples of things that are actually doing a little bit better.
We have been reporting all those numbers. I don't know if you saw Matt Egan's report at the top of the hour, but we reported that there's been a slight drop in egg prices, for example. So we're reporting all that information. Congresswoman Lisa McClain, the number 4 Republican in the U.S. House of Representatives from Michigan, a great state. Thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Wolf. Have a great day.